we went on today, and I had to go take a couple limbs off of a maple tree. And I walk up, and as soon as I see this, I didn't laugh. It didn't freak me out. It's, you know, it's just par for the course. Here's the two pillars. One here, one here. Here's Saturn. Here's the red and the blue. Here's the doorway, because Saturn's blocking the way out. And he's got a lock on here. Okay, now you might say, well, he just painted this. No, 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 no. It's just the front of this is painted this color. The rest of the thing isn't painted and hasn't been painted for years. So I asked the lady who drew this. Because actually I started talking, and actually two of the guys who were working with me actually were listening to me. And I told them, I said, no kid drew this. I mean, you look here. There's the yellow and the purple and all of this. You know, the red and the blue and the two pillars. And I was explaining to them, and actually, I mean, they were actually paying attention. And the one guy goes, yeah, that's too detailed for a kid. So we asked the lady, and she said, oh, her son did it. And then later on, it came out that he was Jewish, her son-in-law. And so I did, you know, that pretty much explained the whole thing there. But this is just proof positive, you know, that this shit exists and it's really going on. I mean, this couldn't have been done any better if this was fucking planned for my fucking amusement, because that's how this place is. I mean, you walk up on something like this, and the average person would pay no attention like the two guys who were with me. I knew what it was immediately. The only interesting thing on here is that the door has a lock on it, but the lock wasn't locked. The lock was just on there. You know, so there's a message being sent here. Was it sent for me? I can't say that. I can't say somebody's dabbling with some shit, because I told those guys who were with me, whoever drew this knew exactly what the fuck they were doing. Only the front of it is painted, and you can see that it was recently painted. The sides are old and gray. You got the two posts here, and then you put Saturn. Saturn is what's blocking the way out of here. That's why it's called the Seal of Light. It's called the Seal of Solomon. It's called the Seal of Light, or the Seal of Saturn. The Seal of Light, and you'll see that on a lighthouse. They're all the same thing, just different name. It's keeping you from going beyond, passing beyond to the other side. In other words, it's keeping you here in the twilight zone. And so here's the gate. Saturn's in the way, and then once you get past Saturn, you go here and you walk through the door to eternity. Not infinity, that's here. Infinity, because you're in time here, to eternity. But Saturn is in the way. And so this is no different than a pyramid with a prism of light going through it and turning into the rainbow color. You're not getting it the way you're supposed to, the energy or whatever. But this is the most blatant of all the things that I've run into. And I've run into a lot. Because I told you, I mean, you've seen the pictures of the guys that work with me, and, you know, most of the people we do work for, I can tell either by the license plate or the construction they have around the house, or the little doodads that they leave outside, that they're affiliated in some shape or form. But this one, this one was carte blanche here. This motherfucker didn't spare no expense or thought. So I mean, when you want to talk about, you know, somebody knowing their shit, this guy went all the fucking way. I mean, you got to think, the guy had to go buy chalk to do this. Then he had to sit down. Instead of painting the pillar red and blue, he painted the house red and blue. It works out the same. So, you know, and it's funny because it's exactly right where Saturn would be. Saturn is blocking the way for the spirit, for the dead to move on, basically. And you say, well, you're not dead, but technically, biblically, we're all dead. It says, he who walks in the flesh is already dead. So in order to get out of here, you got to pass between the two pillars and then on into eternity through the gateway or the door. But Saturn, with the seal of light, which is what is the seal of Saturn, is blocking the way. So it wouldn't be too far-fetched to say that this was drawn, for me especially, because of this place that we live. It knows what you think and what you do. And so maybe it's just a goof. I mean, I don't find it scary, and it doesn't anger me. And I don't, you know, it's not really funny. It just is. I mean, what are you going to do? It's just in a long string of things that keep telling me what the story is here. That's all. That's it. I just thought I'd share this with you.